The AllStar app, the #1 app in the business. UFC, Bellator, One Championship, PFL, and more. Get the app right now. Link in description. November 5th, man, you're returning with a new contract and a fight. How long was it before the UFC came with an offer?
Um, it was a while. Well, actually, the situation was, if I remember it correctly, I was offered Chase on I think it was like 15 days notice,
Wow.
and I said I don't want to take that fight in 15 days because I wasn't able at all. But I'm like, I'll fight. Like, can we schedule it further out? And then Mick told me like with the situation that it is right now, like he was already scheduling into December. So he's like, you might have to take something, we might have to take an offer that I give you, or we might have to schedule something further out. But I was grateful that I was able to get on this card because it's sooner than December. Um, but yeah, it did take a while, but I was happy with the contract that I got and the fight that I got, obviously, because it's the fight that I wanted.
There must have been some nervous energy before you actually signed the contract, right?
For this fight,
Yeah.
uh, there's always anytime no, no, not
No?
during the contract. When I'm offered a fight,
Mm.
I get it doesn't matter who it is. My
Okay.
I get that my heart starts racing a little bit. I'm like, it's just part of the process.
Yeah.
But I wanted to fight Chase. Like this is a fight that I asked for, and I actually before I was even offered him, I said that I wanted that fight. Not to Mick, but I've like, been telling people, and pretty sure I told my manager that I wanted that as well.
Mm. That's good. That's great, man. You get what you want. You know what I mean? You get a big finish, you get what you want sometimes.
Yeah, 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 for sure. And I think, and the reason I wanted the fight is because just the way he fights
Mm.
is like I just feel like the way my style and his style are gonna mesh together very well to create a performance that could get another bonus. And I got that bonus once, and I'm like, I need it. I got that high.
You're chasing that high,
I'm,
right?
yeah, I'm chasing that high. Yeah,
That's great, man. That's great. And you mentioned like yeah, the styles they do mesh really well together. I mean, Chase is gonna come out there and throw those hands. I mean, he does mix it up pretty good though. He does have some decent kicks, right?
yeah, he does. I would say the most threatening thing, um, is definitely he's got really clean boxing. His straight 1-2 is very clean, very fast. Um, Good counter striker. He's got some things that he does really well. Um, I have a feeling he's probably gonna try to tap my legs.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's really his boxing that is the biggest threat to me.
Well, that kind of falls into like what you like to do because you also like to throw those hands and I feel like you do have a speed advantage against him. Do you feel the same?
I don't think that I have a. I think that he has a very fast jab
Okay.
cross. Like those are very. He's very good at those. Um, I think that I have the advantage because I'm very good at fighting people who do things like the right way,
Hmm.
right? Like everything is clean. It's like it's how picture perfect to what you go to a boxing school or something they show you to do.
Yeah.
And I'm unorthodox and I'm weird, and I think that gives those people a really hard time that are because you train to fight somebody who does things, the right way. You're doing the right things to fight somebody who's doing things the right way. But when you get a weirdo out there like me, like I think it's a lot harder because I'm gonna do some weird shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're like,
yeah,
they did not expect that. I'll never see that.
yeah. You do
That
have
we don't train
quick
for.
quick feet though. You know what I mean for a guy your size.
Yeah, yeah. I do think that I'm good at closing the distance
Hmm.
and moving around and stuff for being so big.
If Chase he got a third round finish in his last fight, and but he lost four in a row ahead of that man, and probably likely saved his job with the UFC because it's very
Yeah,
difficult to get to the UFC, stay in the UFC. He also got cut, and then this is his second run with the promotion.
yeah,
There's got to be something to say about him, man. A little respect for him to come back after such a slump, right?
yeah. 100%. I think he's a dude that just loves it. You know what I mean? And I can respect that. And I know that and every fight I know he gives it his all. You know what I mean? Like that thing where like I don't really want an easy win if it's not going to be an exciting win. Like I want that 50K, right? So I think he's going to make it a hard win, and I'm excited for that.
Is it more for money for you rather than like chasing a belt?
Right, man. You know what? It changes for me all the time because right now I'm in the mindset of like I want to be able to build a home because I've said before like I lived in many houses, but I never lived in many homes. Like it's something that I value a lot. So being able to build a home for my daughter, for her to come, grow up in and be like, this is my home. This is the house I grew up in, and that's like that is of value to me. And like this last 50K, I didn't even have a vehicle. I didn't even have a vehicle, and I bought that truck, and I have a safe vehicle for her to drive in. Like that was really meant a lot to me, and I'd like to just keep making money and like build the house and do all those things. And I think that once I get to a point where I'm happy with like the setup that I have as far as like my home and all that stuff, and uh like the security for for my family and stuff, then my what I'll value will change. You know what I mean? Like I probably value, okay, now I want the belt. Obviously I want the belt right now because that means more money.
Yeah.
I want to chase that. But I do want to build a legacy for myself because um I'm kind of the belief that uh like mm, I will be remembered as long as there's a quote basically like, you'll live as long as you're remembered. I believe that, and I want to build such a legacy that like I can essentially never die. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
what I want. I want to be the Mike Tyson where people are just going to talk about me forever, and I don't know. That's
Yeah.
a value to me for some reason right now.
Yeah, I was talking with Shane Burgos. You know what I mean? He fought out his contract and left the UFC and got way more money with the PFL. And he kind of said the same thing as well. His mind state, he has a family, he has a few kids, and it's just like his priorities have shifted, to making money, to setting up his family. Like you said, buying
Yeah,
a home, security, having a vehicle. Like these things, like it's something that you earned, man. I think that's something different, man, because when you're given stuff, you don't appreciate it as much, right? And your kids won't appreciate it, and like you said, the legacy as well.
yeah, yeah, and it's a value to me now too because like probably a lot of MMA fighters, we don't make a lot of money until you are making money. So I've struggled a lot. I've collected change on the floor of my vehicle just to be able to eat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's been some tough times, man. So to finally make money, it's like, oh my goodness, like finally, like all that struggle was worth it because you commit. There was a time where I had a good job, um, but I put a lot of time into that, and then I couldn't really commit to fighting. So if you really want to go all in, you're gonna struggle, and it's nice to finally get out of that struggle for everything to come together and all because you doubt yourself too, like man, what am I doing? Uh, Especially because I was pushing 30. I think I was maybe 30 when I got signed. Like I have nothing. I have nothing to show for it. I was all in on this dream. And to make money, it's like thank goodness. Like I want to keep making money because I just don't. I hated the struggle that I was in, and it's nice to not be in that struggle anymore.
Yeah, a lot of people are blinded by the UFC and thinking that once you get signed, like you already become rich. You know what I mean? Like some people think that, which is
Yeah,
like if you
not the
don't,
case.
yeah,
Yeah,
if
for
you don't
sure.
know about the sport, then that's what you probably think because that's what you see on TV. You see it,
Yeah,
the bright lights and all that stuff. But in reality, man, you got to earn that once you get there, and you've earned it, man. You're chasing after it as well at the same time. We've talked about the mental side of the sport, and it's something that it's a never-ending battle, right? And how are you working on improving that side of your arsenal? Because I feel like that's an arsenal of a fighter.
I've learned. So my mindset after before this last fight had completely changed, and it's so much better now. And I've somehow found I'm in the balance of where it means everything to me to win and go out there and be successful. And at the same time, it means nothing to me. I know that's hard to explain, but it's very important that I don't, for me, that I don't put too much weight on being successful, and then don't, I don't know, I just can't perform. And actually, it was funny because 2 days ago, and this is a good example of how I am. Uh, my coach was like whipping these balls at me, trying to get me to move my head and move my body, and maybe he threw 40 of them. Maybe one, maybe two hit me. Like he wasn't hitting me at all.
Mm.
And then he said, "I'm going to throw 10 more, and every ball that hits you, you have to do 5 burpees." So now there was consequence, and he hit me. I think it was 4 out of 10 times, because now I had this consequence, and it completely changed everything of how I was approaching it. And now I'm thinking too much instead of just and being there naturally. And I don't, it's just like that little thing right there pretty much describes uh, how I am if I put too much weight on winning my fight as well. I
Yeah.
just won't be myself, and I'll do what I think needs to be. Like now, my brain's taking over, and it's going to try to do what it thinks is the right thing, instead of just being natural and having fun, and whatever my whatever happens, then I'm going to do things that uh, my muscle memory is going to take over, and things that I've been doing for years and years.
Your last fight, you had the adversity, and then you came back and got what you wanted. You wanted that knockout. You got that. Now you go watch that fight again. How do you assess it?
Like what do I think that I could have done better or anything like that?
Yeah, or just like what do you thought you did well? You know what I mean? On both sides.
I felt like I did well moving. I really like that. Just like my movement and be able to flow and and throw quick punches and all that. Um, mm, as far as doing better, um, I actually didn't know I was going to take him down before the fight like happened. So like that was a situation where I wasn't super conditioned on the ground because I hadn't done much ground stuff, because I'm like, well, I don't really anticipate taking him down, but like actually no, didn't I get no, yeah, I got hit. He dropped me.
Yeah.
And then I got on top, and then I'm surprised I'm on the ground.
Yeah.
And then I ended up taking him down a couple times. Uh so like I guess being better prepared for everything.
Mm.
And that was kind of the story for the Dontel Mays fight too, where like that was the same issue that I had. Where like I did not think he was gonna wrestle me, so I didn't train that at all.
Yeah.
So that's and I did better on the next one, but this one I just like try to be a complete fighter. No matter what happens, I'm ready for it. I'm conditioned to ground and pound, to get up immediately, to take him. I mean, anything that I got to be ready for and conditioned for, I prepared for it this time.
Yeah, that Dante Mace, I didn't think anybody expected that to happen, to him to wrestle. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just like, what is going on? And then, you know, it is what it is. You know what I mean? You learn from that. And, how does it feel like, you get knocked down and then you kind of like wake up, but you're in a position that's advantageous. Is that what happened with you?
I got hit with it was a weird shot. It was like a back hammer fist.
Yeah.
And I think I like threw a jab. I don't know what happened. I was kind of over and it caught me here,
Hmm.
and I didn't see it at all. It's always a shot. You don't see the drop shoot, but I hit the ground, and then, or no, I like it went like it's a flash knockout. Like I
Hmm.
was standing and then I was on the ground,
Hmm.
and he was in my guard, and that was it. And actually I wasn't wobbled. It wasn't anything like that. It was just like a flip of my,
Yeah.
like it just yeah, just like
Like a
just missed a
switch.
part of the movie. Just yeah,
Yeah.
like it was skipped over, like a
Yeah. Yeah.
just missed like 2 seconds.
Damn. It's crazy that fighters go through that all the time because normal people would be terrified of that. They would be just I would never
Yeah.
want to get I would never want that to happen ever again, you know what I mean? They would never step inside the cage to do it. But yeah, man, you overcame it, man, which is always fun for the spectators to see, great to see.
Yeah.
Inside that octagon, man, you've experienced decision loss, you've gotten a decision win, you've gotten stopped, you've gotten a stoppage. With all that, man, what are you expecting yourself to do to Chase?
Uh, I really expect the fight to go late into the fight,
Hmm.
and I think that uh, I'm just gonna have more in the tank than he will, because I've trained my conditioning really more than I've ever have. I'm in great shape. especially like after my session today, like we had such a hard session, and like even at the end of it, I'm like, man, I feel like I could go for another hour. Like I haven't, we're still like what 3-4 weeks out,
Yeah.
3 weeks out, and I'm in great shape already. I think that he either can knock me out. If he knocks me out early, that's his way to win. If he doesn't knock me out early, then I just don't think he's going to win at all.
All right, man. This is one of those under the radar matchups on the card, but I think it's gonna rock people's minds, man. November 5th, UFC Fight Night in Las Vegas. If you want to know more about the event, go to the description and download the AllStar app. Thank you, Josh, for the time, man. Always good
Yeah.
good chats with you, man. Always.
Yeah. Thanks, man. I appreciate having me on. That's always.